Hello and thank you for joining me. I'm Heather Forgan of stampwithnellie.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator based in the UK. Today I want to share with you this cute little packaging, and I have got a little bit of a sneak peek from the upcoming catalogue that launches on the 4th of May, and it is this really cute tiny little bee trinket. So they come in a little box with 20 of them in there. Just absolutely adorable little things. So much detail on them, but really quite tiny. So this package is just made from designer series paper. I've used the Forever Greenery designer series paper, and it's a no glue tuck flap package. So inside I have a compact mirror, and as you can see, other than just the decoration, there's no glue involved in that at all. So I've got another piece of the designer series paper, and the reason I've picked this is because this is the mirror that I am going to gift to somebody that has stripes in it, kind of similar. That one's pretty close, and says be kind to yourself. So that's what made me think about putting a little bee on my flower as well. So the designer series paper, so the end package will be 3 inches by 3 inches by 1/2 inch. So if you've got a little gift that is the same dimensions, then you can use my dimensions for this. I'm starting with a piece of paper that measures 8 inches by 5 inches, and along the long side I'm scoring at 1 inch, 1.5 inches, 4.5 inches, and at 5 inches. Okay, turning that around, and I'm scoring that at 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 4 inches, and 4.5 inches. So essentially you've got 2 1/2 inch pieces, and then you've got your 3 inches, and then 2 1/2 inch pieces there. I'll put my board away, and as always, the dimensions for this project will be in my blog post. There'll be a link to that blog post in the description bar below, so please do click on that and go and take a look. There will also be links to the products that I am using. Now, this paper will no longer be available after the 4th of May, assuming that it's still in stock by the time you actually watch this. So, but you could make this out of any of your favourite designer series paper. I just chose this one because it is so similar to the design of the mirror. And in fact, as soon as I saw the mirror, I thought, oh, I could make something with that paper, this particular design. So we've got a bit of cutting to do. So I've got the 1 inch piece at the bottom here, and I am going to take out, it is kind of difficult to see, but I've got 1 score line there and 1 score line there. So I'm going to take both of those out at the top. So I'm cutting along this score line here and along there. Okay, take that out. Now I want to take just 1 square out here, like that. I'm leaving all of this piece and cutting down just into one score line to there, and then I want to remove all of this bit here. You could use your paper trimmer or larger scissors, or just do as I did with my snips. Okay, so we've got 2 rectangles missing, 1 square missing, everything intact, and then a square and a rectangle chopped out. I need to do exactly the same on the other side. So 2 score lines in, cut down, 2 score lines in, cut across. So I'm taking out 2 whole pieces there. Only taking out the next one, like that, leaving that bit intact, cutting down just into 1 score line, like that, not the 2, and then cutting along that score line. Depending on your paper, it might be easier to cut on the other side to see your score line. This one's equally busy on either side, so it doesn't really make an awful lot of difference. Okay, so this is what you're left with. Nice shape there. I'm going to use my detailed trio punch to round the 2 corners on this bit there, because that's the bit that tucks in, and it tucks in so much more easily if you have rounded the corners on there. Okay, now did I go? I did. It's kind of gone off a bit on my score line there. Bear with me a moment. Doesn't help that it's stripy paper, but the stripes aren't straight. The other side was definitely not any easier for me. Okay, I think that's fine now. Yeah, that looks better. That looks more straight. Okay, so I also want to add some diagonal score lines. Now, this is your main piece here. Okay, and then I've got these little corners on the outside of that. I want to put a diagonal score line from the middle to the out. Okay, so this is my little square here. I'm taking it from the top left to bottom right, and I'm doing the same on this one, top left to bottom right. Same on this little one here, top left to bottom right, turning that round and finding the corners on that one, top left to bottom right, like that. Okay, and that just helps so that when you essentially want to, just trying to figure this out and make sure I've got it right. Yeah, so if you're wanting to make that into a corner, and by already having scored along those little pieces there, it is so much easier to do, and just squeeze it in place like that. So you've got these little bits inside. Just bring those 2 pieces together like that, squeeze it on the inside. Makes sense. I can see it better. Not really, like that. Okay, so those bits will just nice and neatly tuck in out of the way. I can put my mirror in. Okay, so this is the rounded flap. Just fold this up with that bit folded in. Okay, and then this flap tucks under those two bits here. And then just gently press it into place. Okay, and there you've got it. Nice, neat little package ready for decoration. Now, I kept my decoration very simple. I have just used the larger of the two daisy punches. I'll just bring that back in so you can see it. And some basic white card. Just 1, 2, 3, and to step it up just a little bit, I have added some Mango Melody ink. I'm just going to bring in a piece of scrap paper. Maybe a little. Using my blending brush, just adding some of the ink on there, taking off a little bit and just adding it to the centre like that. Oh, isn't that pretty? There we are. Just add a little bit of colour to that. Finished with that. Not finished with the ink though, because I am using the For You stamp, which is from A Good Man, which I've used a couple of times recently. Essentially a masculine set, but doesn't have to be. So For You, and just pop that in my banner punch. Take the end off. Actually, probably want it a little bit shorter than that. Not that one, this one. Pop it back in. Yeah, I think that's better. Okay, so I've got that bit ready to go. And the other punch that I used is the small bloom punch, which is sadly retiring, and I've used that on some Mango Melody card. And this is the only bit where we bring in some glue. Just pop those 3 flowers on top of each other, stagger the leaves, and then pop that one in the middle, like so. And then you can use your fingers or your bone folder to give that a little bit more dimension. Just using my bone folder, same way you would kind of use scissors to curl a ribbon. Just a little bit like that, and then fuss it up like so. That, I'm just checking where we're at. So I've got my closure of my box on the bottom, nice and neatly tucked away. That's a bit squint, but never mind. Tuck that under there, just a little bit of glue on the end, like so. And then the final touch, so cute, these bee trinkets along, and I'm just going to put that on with a mini glue dot. Peel it off and the glue dot's stuck to the other side, and just him in there, enjoying that lovely little flower. And there we have it. That was my prototype, and that's the one that really neatly matches the mirror that I'm gifting inside. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. If you have, please give me a thumbs up or leave a comment. That would be fabulous. If you're new to my channel, please do click on that subscribe button. I'd love for you to come back some other time. Until then, take care. Bye bye.